And welcome back, everyone, to the next episode of the Mistaken, our Curse of Strahd campaign. Where in the last episode, which was a couple of weeks ago, the party successfully completed the Amber Temple, or at least as much as they wished to do for the time being. Finished all their interactions, dealt with Rahadin and his Earth Elementals, and Olga.
We killed her.
Yes, and possibly revealed a bit more about her than what you were expecting. The party then reunited with one of the brides of Strahd that they had met again fairly recently to trade information and rest up before continuing on their journey down the mountains. And so we'll start with the party waking up in the tower. Bloody Bones opens the door. Now, would anyone like some morning whippings before you go? It's great to wake you up.
What exactly is going on with you, Bloody Bones? What made you like this?
I just have a particular delight for inflicting just the right amount of pain to bring pleasure.
What do you mean?
Some people enjoy being hurt. They enjoy the sensations of a whip cracking on their flesh. For example, not everyone. Potentially noticing Katia's reaction, as I imagine that would be pretty bad.
After just doing the
That's-
dog head tilt, like, what? Like, huh? Like,
Perhaps you are too young to understand. But for now, a limited breakfast has been prepared for you to dine on. Her ladyship has left to return to her other abode, leaving me in charge. Yes, I'm good at being in charge. But, breakfast.
what has been left
And
for us as breakfast?
it's just standard, bacon and eggs sort of thing. Typical breakfast. There's some cereal.
What?
Is it Count Chocula?
Hell yeah.
It has kind of more chocolate. Actually, no, it's Frankenberry.
No.
Only your 5 a day?
Yes, we are a bigger fan of Alexander Anderson here.
Yes.
But yes, enjoy your breakfast. I will be upstairs should anyone require my attentions.
Alexander, God damn it, James.
And yes, the breakfast is there. There is, of course, cereal, there is meat products, there is eggs, there is toast, there is fresh water, there is fresh red liquid, which you hope is wine.
Wine!
Does it, of all people, does it smell like blood to me?
Give me a perception check. First roll of the session. It does smell like wine, but it does have a higher than usual iron content to the scent.
I'll look at everyone and I'll just go, it could have blood.
Greed looking over, already halfway through a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Octavian
For
would
you,
probably
it
be the same, to be fair.
For you, it tastes pretty good, Greed, and For some reason, for you, it almost tastes like a gin and tonic.
Huh.
But for you, Octavian, it tastes like rum.
Ooh, Rob.
May I have a sip? What does it taste like for me?
For you, it tastes of milk.
But it's red.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like that would be a visceral reaction. You know what I mean? When you're expecting it to be like fruity and it's milk.
Yep.
I mean,
And it's
it
just
couldn't
like,
be.
oh,
It couldn't be blue milk. That's probably copyrighted.
why does it taste like milk?
It tastes like rum.
It tastes like wine.
It tastes like milk.
Would Misha like to try some?
Misha would like to first cast a prayer over the meal.
Thank you.
Sure.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah, you purify it successfully if there was any poisons or anything.
Once Misha does that, Aster will, just out of everyone's confusion, taste what that wine tastes like.
For you, it tastes like oranges.
Weird.
What's weird is I don't know what an orange is.
Yep. But somehow, instinctively, by drinking this tastes just like oranges is the first thing that pops into your head.
Orange.
It tastes orange.
You taste the color.
Yes.
Are
Hmm.
oranges a thing in Barovia? That's the
Probably
question.
not.
It tastes like the color.
I think so.
Colors do have a certain taste to the right people, Casimir will say.
Have you tried this?
I have.
What does it taste like to you?
A particularly fine single malt scotch.
Is it drinks that we enjoy?
Is this like
Possibly.
ambrosia or something?
I'm not quite sure. It definitely does have that slight aftertaste of iron, though, which would suggest there is at least a blood-based component to it, but not. In fact. And I'm going to have Casimir roll an intelligence check because this will be fun if he succeeds. Yeah, let's go straight. No, actually, no, just straight intelligence, I think. Yep. In fact, this one, the hint of iron, the slight offset, I would say this tastes like my particular blood type. In fact, possibly even like my own blood. Intriguing.
Why
You're
would you
not
know what your blood-
concerned by that?
We are currently residing in a tower that belongs to a vampire scientist. It's possible that who is actually quite skilled in magic. It's possible that in some regards that this has been enchanted in some way using our blood somehow? Or perhaps I'm just overthinking things. Either way, it's quite delicious.
I'm sure it's
Hmm.
fine.
Considering that I've been up all night, I didn't see her getting your blood, I believe.
Perhaps then an enchantment on the glasses that when you picked up, it learned your blood type and somehow makes it taste like what you desire, but at the same time gives it that note twang.
I don't really want to do
Intriguing.
this anymore.
It's, a definite.
She's a tea person, so it's like, yeah, she'll drink milk, but it's like, it's not her favorite. You know what I mean?
As you say that, you notice a slight shimmer to the glass.
Shut up. I was speaking above character.
Mhm. As you're thinking that,
She will
There
sip at
is-
it again.
it now tastes like the finest tea you've ever had.
Okay,
Oh, I see why. It's because you put the milk in first.
No,
That'll do it. Drank it too
That'll
early.
Exactly.
You had an American tea.
Well, when you all have eaten, we should get going.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
what's the plan for today? What's on the agenda?
We were going to head back to Vallaki to assess our situation.
Next move of action, correct?
It's the most central location, and we have many things to figure out. There's the wolves. There's
The other seats of
We
power.
need to also speak with Irina. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that we have to warn her.
About what?
Hmm?
If Strahd wants me to return and he's acting more. I'm blanking on the word.
Irate?
Possessive?
Hmm?
Forceful? I can't. I'm blanking on the actual
Yeah.
word. He's being more
More aggressive.
aggressive. Thank you. With his yeah,
His movements.
with his
Yeah.
movements, and we know that he is targeting her.
Yes.
However, there is one place that we might potentially want to look at going to before we go to Vallaki. Is it's en route?
All right.
I'm
What do
gonna.
you
Sorry,
mean?
I am gonna be. Sorry, James. We do know about where the other seed is, don't we?
Mm-hmm. You do know about
Yeah.
Barrows, yes.
Just wanted to double check before I put my foot in it.
Hmm.
So yes, I'll mention that we still have the other seed at Beres to contend with, and it is kind of on the way.
Are we prepared for that?
Well,
Are
we
we in
know
a
that
hurry to do that?
I mean,
What
it would
do
take
we know of
another.
this location?
I would
Well,
say
then-
more pressing is the missing children with the werewolves than it.
Where's Perez from our location? Oh, Perez, there we
Yeah.
go.
There.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
And it would also involve going through the woods. Maybe
Yes.
better to head by the river by Vallaki.
And
If we can take whoever it is who has the seed out now, it will take another chunk of his power away.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I
And
think
there,
it might be
and there
an
is the megalith there's the megaliths over the other side of the river, which we know is the home for one of the other Thanes.
I will also point out that heading from this side, we would have to go over hills and mountains. Those are more dangerous than going through the woods.
Yes,
I agree with
it
Octavian.
may.
If we're able to nip this in the bud early, then perhaps it will be advantageous to us in the future.
It's like it was more just a suggestion on sort of
Mhm.
going up that way.
Based on the map, it would be quite treacherous
Mm.
terrain in order to get that way. What do we
Okay.
know of this person who has the seed? Or what do you know of, I suppose, is the better question.
We have heard stories that she is an ancient hag.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She is an older hag than the hags from the windmill. I
kind of want
Where
to
did
test my
we learn
metal
this?
against the windmill. I don't remember.
I would think if she is an older hag and older than those at the windmill, it would be probably advisable to deal with the windmill hags first, just in case they're somehow linked and she is gaining power from them.
Okay.
That's
As
how
it is
hags
possible
work.
with. Yes, hags can form what is known as covens, and if they are in a coven, then they will be granting power to each other. But if you can take out even a single member of that coven, you can weaken them quite heavily.
Right. Well,
And
that
we do know that
could
one of the
investigate.
hags from the mill goes to the town of Barovia every so now and then.
And also,
You-
technically, I just want to point this out, but the mill is ours, so if it's currently taken over by some squatters,
Mhm.
then it would be worth dealing with them. And if this
Yes.
is how hags work, I haven't had any experience with them, so if this will
Yeah.
weaken this larger being, then so be it. It makes sense to deal with them first.
Yes. You
I do like
may
the
also.
idea of. I do like the idea of dealing with the one that goes to Barovia along the road or at Barovia. That's quite intelligent.
Mhm.
Should be separate from any other hags.
Taking on a hag alone rather than in a group would be the smartest move. That is
Well,
for certain.
And these...
let's make our way back to Vallaki. We can decide our point of egress there.
Just to get
No.
some information about this, these covens, they have to be together in order to gain this power, or if separated?
That is a good question. I believe I would have to check back with some of my books when we return back to Vallaki to confirm, but I believe they would still potentially have the full power, but then you're not dealing with 3 of them at that, or more at that full power.
I see.
So it would still be a safer bet. And if you are planning to deal with the werewolves, and you roughly know their location, it might be better to camp out at the Wizard of Wines if you wish to deal with them, as it is closer. Unless, of course, you have not made your decision on where to go next, in which case Vallaki would be the better choice.
Where was it that you said you wanted to go, Octavian? Apart from Old Berez.
Sorry.
Or on the
That
way
was.
to Old Berez.
Oh, I just mentioned the megaliths on the other side of the wall as well.
Oh, I see.
But obviously, we're going to need to deal with whatever's in Old Berez before we can then do that.
And
My
Berez.
only
Go on.
concern with Vallaki is Lake Zarovich. We know what's there.
And we don't have to deal with that right now. Perhaps once we get a bit more information, find out whatever it's weak to. I mean, For fuck's sake, if it destroyed your ship, I don't think that we're going to be able to deal with it on our own. So it's best to go at least somewhat prepared. Or at least with allies.
Yes, you would like, for something like that, you would need probably the assistance of particularly with, if you're planning to fight it in the lake, you would need assistance from a mage more powerful than I am, that's for certain.
Perhaps they would be able to summon in your ship, Octavian. Wouldn't that be fun?
Would we need a boat?
There is the mage that is currently mad. We know where the other half of their spellbook is. This,
Used to be.
The other side of the lake, isn't it?
yeah, but
Yeah.
we can go around.
Just to answer one question at a time, do we need a boat, you ask? It's in the middle of a lake, darling, so best bet is probably a yes.
That means we're going to get your hair wet, Greg.
Well, I didn't say I was going to be on the boat.
Though, if
Just-
this creature is as you describe, you won't need to fight them on the lake, but under it.
Oh, well,
Water?
We need to swim.
It will
That
have
is
a
what I
lair.
mean. You will need a more powerful spellcaster than I to be able to grant you the capabilities to fight underwater successfully.
well, that changes everything. I'm not going.
Yes, you are.
I guess now would be a good time to mention I can't swim.
I can allow us all to breathe underwater.
I have the tools I need to deal with water, and I don't breathe.
Yes.
I grew up in a church. I just.
Ooh, they're both ritual spells.
Well, perhaps sometime along the way we can have a small lesson, perhaps.
Bit of a
Get
stupid
you up to
question.
scratch.
No, I don't think I want that. But
Unfortunately, you might have to.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. How about that?
Well, let's first cross this bridge and get our way to Vallaki.
Yeah, that would work.
Oh, I hope we're talking and walking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the wagon, haven't we?
yeah, we do.
Wagon.
Wagon.
Octavian
Waggle.
can sit, providing we don't get disrupted. How long a ritual takes? 10 minutes?
10
You have to
minutes
have it
more than
prepared.
normal casting of the spell, yeah.
So, what's the casting of this?
But yes, you're talking and walking, and someone give me a d20 roll.
I'm probably not too fast enough.
A 13. A
Jesus
Christ,
Christ,
13.
Morgan.
I cannot deselect Morgan because I don't have his token available, so I can't deselect him. I don't know how to do that.
Have you turned it off and on again?
Let me check my tables of mystical mumbo jumbo.
As I said, you need to
Mystical
release the
Jumbo.
character
I
and then
don't know
select
what.
Aster.
I don't know.
Bottom left,
Release the
right click, user config.
Release the
Release
Aster.
the
I didn't know this. Okay.
You are safe from encounter so far. So, continue on.
Yep.
As the conversations are
traumatized.
ongoing.
You can ritual
That
cast.
incident. Sorry.
So I was saying,
Yeah.
you can ritual cast multiple spells one after the other, can't you? Providing you have the time.
Technically, yeah. It's a frog.
Frog.
I don't know why that's a frog.
That
The
works then.
frog randomly
Ritual
went past.
cast frog.
That works because water breathing I can ritual cast and it lasts for for 24 hours, and water walk's a ritual cast and it lasts for an hour.
What is water warp?
Yeah.
Lets you move across the liquid surface such as water.
Oh, warp. Yes.
I was trying to see if about blink or just.
What's water walk?
Sorry, I
You stupid ass.
heard water warp.
Oh, okay.
Walk.
I'll let you off.
When I walk, it's me.
Yeah. But someone else give me a d20 roll.
I would like to.
Okay.
Because it's working today. Oh.
A 4.
Oh no.
Mm.
Oh no. Please be nice. Please be nice. Please.
No, you're good.
Please. Okay. Sure.
For now.
Yeah. And another d20 roll.
Me. Seven.
Ooh,
And we're good.
lucky 7.
Hell yeah.
It's done
Okay, so
8.
you've got to this point. At this point, are you still heading back to Vallaki, or do you want to head to the Wizard of Wines on the way back at all, or...
But do we
I
need
think
anything
we
from
should-
Wizards of Wine?
I think we should just go to Vallaki, honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
it
we,
was-
we could. Sorry, go on.
It was more as a suggestion, because if you are planning to deal with the werewolves, it's somewhat closer, and would mean not backtracking on yourselves, if you wanted to.
What, to
No
go
matter
to
where we
Wizards of
go,
Wine?
we're backtracking.
I don't think where the werewolves are.
Oh, they're right over here.
Up here, oh, so they're up at the top of Kresk, isn't it?
Yep.
Did we ever? I can't. Remember, did we ever go to this lake and see what this tower is?
That's where we
Yes,
got the
yeah.
animated armor.
Yes, it is. Sorry, my brain is not working at the moment.
Which button is it to do like a path with measuring? Never remember.
Control,
You need more
Control and then
control.
and then click.
That's what I was after. I was just trying to work out one of those commands I can never quite remember. Okay, so you've travelled about 6 miles. You're travelling on a cart, which means you're not which doesn't really speed you up, but it means you're not obviously doing much. Which is actually, yeah, really doesn't take you that long. Probably heading down the mountains and stuff has made it a bit more difficult, so it's probably, but still, it's probably only been a couple of hours. And I honestly think in future versions of this campaign, I might just make Barovia bigger because travel time seems too short.
As
do you mean
I said,
short?
if we stay in Vallaki, it would take me less than 4 hours to get to Castle Ravenloft and back.
Oh, that's why you want to go to Vallaki.
No.
You just want to go to Ravenloft.
Yeah,
Oh,
He's got
definitely.
a date.
he's got
No.
a date.
With who?
A very
the
particular
other bride.
skull that's
The
somewhere in
feral,
there.
the feral vampire.
Gotta go somewhere.
Everyone's like, budding romance, and then Aster's like, what? We want to kill each other.
Exactly, budding romance.
Yeah.
Nipping it in the bud.
D20 roll.
Gotcha.
Gotta go somewhere.
Okay,
No.
no, I don't.
Oh, we're good. And one more.
Mine.
Swear to God.
Ooh, a 14. Is that high enough?
Don't do it, James.
Don't do it, James.
No, not quite. Okay. And one last one before we get back to Vallaki.
Volunteer
Oh,
Taylor's
Chris.
tribute.
You've been volunteered, Taylor?
Oh, I have been?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I said I volunteer Taylor's tribute.
That's it. 14?
14.
And yep, we're good. Okay, so yep, you managed to surprisingly head back completely unmolested.
Oh,
All right.
yay.
Jeez.
Unmolested. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a proper term for that sort of thing.
Is
Oh,
it
and
though?
Yeah.
yesterday? Yeah.
Would I have seen any undead fiends or what was the other one again? Abominations?
Aberrations?
Aberrations.
No, you didn't, surprisingly.
Well,
Say if
even
he's
this
a-
close to the lake? Wait, is it this close to the lake? Nah, okay, no, I shouldn't be able to see that yet.
Right, where's my party Pokemon gone? There it is. Yeah. Right. Alright, welcome back to Vallaki.
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 Are we allowed back in here after the last time?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
are.
yeah,
Here one.
it's our Irina owns the town.
We're not.
No, I know. I know. We made a bit
how-
of a mess.
How's
I'm
Palmer
going to
doing?
remind you about this X on the map that you guys put.
Oh, that was the close, wasn't it?
The close from the world.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't we find someone who walked away with a limp,
I
as if
think you
they
might
hurt their
have.
foot?
Yeah. But anyway, just in case you wanted to check that out. But as you return to the gatehouse, you see that two of the guards have crossbows ready, and one of them is manning a ballista.
Oh shit.
That one's
Palmer
been
really
busy.
has. Palmer's been busy.
Mhm.
Finally,
Yeah.
some real defenses. That's my boy.
The
Boom.
walls also appear to be a bit higher and more spiky at the top.
Steven's going to lean over to Greed and go, I wonder what he could do to this place if he could engineer one of these, and he'll sort of wave his pistol.
Oh, just
Yeah.
give him a month and he'll have this place souped up.
Yeah. And it's at this moment, Greed, that for some reason you have an urge to look in your bag and look at the Palmar figure, perhaps fondly, before returning to meet Palmar.
Yeah.
And then the head falls off.
Wait, what?
The head of the Palmar statue falls off.
What?
Why? Is it rotted?
No, it's just fallen off. Broken. Snap.
Just
Mhm.
no sad.
Above table, I don't like that. Above table, I don't like that. I think we should check out the Palmar.
That's a bad omen.
He'll just be trying
That
to
is a bad omen.
put the head back on, and then we'll be
Yeah,
like,
we'll go in.
it's just a toy
If
anyway.
if anything has happened, the what's of a feather, what are they called? The
The Blue Water
The
Rain?
keeps and the feather.
keepers of the feather would have warned us in some manner.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to the front of the gate, Katia would be like, hello up there. It's the mistaken.
The guards look at each other, and one of them pulls out a scroll, looks at it, mutters some words, and you feel like a wave of magic flow over the party. It appears you are, as you say, and are not under the effects of any illusionary magic.
Nice.
Open the gate.
Finally, some security.
And the gate is opened by an animated armor.
Oh,
Wow. Security.
Well,
is it the animated armor or is it a new one?
hey.
It appears to be a new one.
Oh,
It is in
Oh.
Palmar's signature green colors.
Nice. Does it look
And
scaled?
you will also notice that all of the guards have like green epaulets.
Wow.
Someone's been busy.
I mean that's why we left him here, is it not?
Yes.
Yes.
Please report to the church and to her ladyship, Lady Irina, before continuing.
Yeah, we were already heading to the church.
And the gate will close
I guess
behind you.
While we were gone.
I'm back.
And I shall take you to the church map. Church map. There you are. Let me just check it's set up, and you guys aren't already somehow on it. And I need Irina, because her token isn't on there for some reason. Other character named NPCs. Village of Barovia. There you are. And you know what? Let's have you there as well. You on that map? No. Where are you? Which folder are you in? Ah, you're in that folder. Okay, so let's drag party folder onto this map, including everything else, and it's gonna put you all inside. Why not? And then I will activate the map.
What was that?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Ah, mistaken, you've returned. And you look unscathed. And seem to have gained numbers since I last saw you.
What?
Who's
I see
speaking?
a Jessica.
Oh, it's her.
Irina walks towards you, her long red hair flowing behind her.
Yes, we've gotten more companionship, it would seem.
Well, as you may have seen, your friend Palmer has been really souping up our guards to the point that they are now calling themselves the Emerald Guard.
Well, he really has made a name of himself. I'm impressed.
Yes,
Where is Palmer right now?
he is likely with he will be in the former Burgomaster's mansion.
Yo, I just saw who's sitting in the pew.
Esmeralda.
Pew? Esmeralda, yeah.
I'm also happy to report that a great deal has occurred in our journey.
Well, please come in and make yourselves pull up a pew, and we can have a discussion.
Yeah, Aster will begin recanting everything that's happened since we've been at Vallaki last, including everything in Kresk, everything that happened in the to Esmeralda and Irina, everything that happened in the
Can we kind of
Research
leave out the
division.
really personal stuff that Katia went through?
I go into detail about the personal stuff that Katia went through.
And we'll go into what happened at the what was the the information we discovered about Strahd as well.
And Lucian peeks up from behind a pew. And he is now wearing a green beret and seems more proficient with his flail.
Oh.
What's more, he seems to be able to retract the chain into the handle so that it almost becomes a mace.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it seems like you lot have been quite busy and have done a substantial amount that will lead to great advantages for the towns going forwards, and perhaps for Barovia as a whole. In terms of what's been happening here, we've mostly been amping up our defenses and making sure we can train the new guards. It's been difficult, what with the numbers so dwindled, and there is still some influence from the lake, but we have got some defenses against that now by with Father Lucian's holy magic and some knowledge from Esmeralda. But it is still dangerous. Aye, that it is very dangerous. If what the cards be telling, that beastie is more than your average one of its species too.
Oh, don't I know it?
Yes, Lady Dahlia had said it was abnormal.
An elder of its kind, possibly.
Big enough to destroy my ship. It's the reason I'm
Yes.
here.
Yes, quite. And you, Katia, I see you found some of your missing pieces.
You've known this entire time, haven't you?
For those who have the right sight, it was easy to see.
Well,
I guess I should properly introduce myself.
Please do.
My name is Katia Morosava, born as Katia Velikova, daughter of Casimir and Misha.
A pretty name. Exactly as the cards foretold.
It's good to see you again.
It is good to see you and in a safer location.
I'll admit, when you met me, I was not at my best.
No, I don't think any of us were. But
Have you-
at this... Yes?
have you had any success in tracking down Rictavio?
Unfortunately not. It seems that he has gone into the wilderness somewhere and I have not been able to track him. He's quite adept at hiding his tracks. It's
Well-
possible that he plans to... He is staking... If I was to guess, he's probably holed up somewhere near the castle, preparing his way to strike.
We should probably stop him from doing so in a way that would lead to his death. That may be worth finding him. Strangely enough, I think I would be able to.
It is more difficult than you'd expect, even with my ability to see and some of my own magic and my own knowledge. His location is clouded from me, I suspect, with some form of protection from divination magics.
Well, we do know somebody who is able to find people easily. Remind me very quickly, who was the child that the Wachters sent after us?
What?
What is...
Oh, what's his name?
The Wachters had their
The spy?
spy.
Yeah.
Oh, his spy.
Did we leave town immediately?
What the hell is his name? Ernst.
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 That's the one. We struck a deal with him. He got to loot the house, and he leaves us alone. Something along those
Yes.
lines. And
Hmm.
he. Oh. He might be in the Blue Water Inn.
That might do it. Well, I'm just
Certainly a
thinking
possibility.
if we want to find somebody, then find somebody who can find people.
Hmm.
True.
In terms of striking out at the castle, I doubt he would be foolish enough to do so unless he feels he is truly capable of doing so. Perhaps if he sensed some significant change, but so far, whilst the cards indicate that you are close to making changes, you are not quite there. There are still pieces of the puzzle missing.
Well, there is something to be said. There is a option we have to perhaps regain the skull of Argynvost, but it would involve directly confronting Vasilka? Is that it? Is that the right name?
Is that the right
Vasilka is
Mm,
Alexandria.
Mm. Vasilka is the mother, the
Valenta.
mother superior.
Valenta.
Valenta is the one.
Oh, Valenta. Ugh.
Valenta has offered me an opportunity to either duel her or have the party fight her and her whatever companion she brings in return for something of worth.
Is it
There are a few
really
things that I would
worth it?
consider to be of worth that she may be willing to trade, but it would be a danger to do so.
And what exactly can we gain from her?
As
Is
I
it
said, the
really-
skull of Argynvost.
If we get the skull of Argynvost back to the manor, that would provide us with a considerable blessing.
One of the pieces you're missing is certainly there.
That's the only thing besides the... We could waylay a hag in the village of Barovia, a sneak attack, or we can go deal with the werewolves. Those are our three major options on the table currently.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of time. He's getting more aggressive. I had a scare when we were leaving the Amber Temple. When we were leaving the Amber Temple, we got ambushed by Rahadin.
But I do not think it is his aggression that is to be feared at this point. It is not he who is being aggressive, it is Rahadin hoping to please his master. I see a card, the needy servant.
There's also this, and Aster will pull out the unlocked Tome of Understanding. One of us should make use of this, and Aster will look at Octavian, or Katia, or themselves and say, we're the three that would benefit the most from it. But only one of us can.
What is? Okay, above table. What is this?
It's a book got from the Amber Temple. Essentially, if you read it for enough hours over the course of, I want to say, 6 days, it gives you a pund +2 to your wisdom that can put your wisdom above 20, because it increases your wisdom cap. So for wisdom-based casters like Octavian, it would, or yourself, it would allow you to max out both of you, it would allow you to max out your wisdom to 20, but you would also be able to, at later levels, go up to 22.
No offense, but who's the literal bookworm?
The other side of it is
Yeah.
the reason Aster mentions themselves is it also would give me another benefit for it would increase my Ranger's Quarry as well as my own spell casting. So there is a reason to give it to me, even though it would not be pushing me above board, but it would give a bunch of little bonuses to me. My thought is it's most valuable on Octavian.
Yeah, my thoughts with Octavian. Absolute fucking powerhouse.
I mean, it's.
I
mean, don't get me wrong. Sorry, I'm eating a kebab. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. I would like it because it'd be nice, but it's very much a party decision. I think.
Oh, 100%.
Who it's going to benefit more? I don't know, because it would benefit, as you said, all three of us.
Well, then let's take it down to a vote. I say Octavian.
I would say Octavian, or if needed, if Katia feels like it would be best, could go to Katia, but I think Octavian would benefit the most.
Okay, 2 for Octavian. So I need 2 more votes. 3 more votes, sorry.
Tar says, I think I should get it.
You can shut the fuck up.
It is a valid vote.
Yes. Go on, Zay.
Yes, Snug.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if we
I
get it
do
over
think
and done. Sorry, go on.
I think Octavian should get it as well.
So that's 3 for Octavian. That would be a majority regardless. So that will go to Octavian then, and I'll just go from there. I'm just gonna, because I think it's on your sheet, isn't it, Aster?
It is. It's in my backpack.
Yeah.
I put a bunch of books in it. I put all the books that I have in a backpack.
Octavian, you better start reading.
Hiding your stash. You're hiding your stash from Katia.
I mean, do you want the funky book bag that smells like at the inside of Aster's mouth? Do you want to be holding on to that?
Oh, I just want the books.
I mean, you could read it afterwards. It wouldn't do anything, but you can read it afterwards.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So the Tome of Understanding, Octavian, over the course of 6 days, providing you spend at least 48 hours reading this book. So we're gonna I'm gonna put a can I do this easier now? So just for that's a bad way of doing it. I'm gonna put a note in your biography. That says 48 hours to go, and we'll when you're reading it, we'll keep track of that. Should you go without reading it, so say you get to 6 days and you've only done 47 hours, it will reset.
Okay. Question: how have we played on staying in Vallaki?
That is the question. I mean, obviously you have the werewolves to deal with, and they obviously have children captive.
Yeah, the werewolves are the only thing that I think is time gated. That is the reason why I bring them up. Is
werewolves
that has
with children
time
captive? So we got time.
I call that exceptional casualties.
But I would say that the werewolves is probably what we want to do first if we're doing anything. Though we can definitely spend some time in Vallaki, like refreshing any gear we have. If anyone needs to purchase like bolts or things,
Can we
Probably
spare?
good.
Can we spare 2 days?
I mean, you're gonna
I
risk
will-
going the full 48 hours because that'll be con saves to see if you manage to maintain and don't get exhaustion.
I have a way round this.
Yeah,
We've rested. I have full
3
use of
days.
spells. I can remove my exhaustion at the end of each day with magic.
I think it's best to do something, do this on the move. So it's like, if we got the
Yeah.
wagon, then you can just chill in the back of the wagon and keep
Yeah,
reading.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So we'll add up,
I mean-
add up the
Oh.
time, and if we're spending a day here, you can get some, like, plenty of time.
I mean, I will be honest. So the second he was handed that book, that would probably be it, him starting to read it.
Yeah. So, for you, Octavian, I'll say as you begin to read this, the words almost seem to change in shape, and it's all information that feels pertinent to you, like things you would require a greater understanding of to be better at what you do. Perhaps more skills at there's details of navigation, the patterns of like various seas and things like that. Things that perhaps when you were sailing, you had the basic understanding of to captain your ship, but you would rely on others to have
Mhm.
that expertise. But this is now giving you some of that expertise.
Yeah.
And I will be traveling on myself to continue looking for Octavio. So, however, if you have any questions that my eyes might be able to divine, or if there is any other way I can be of assistance before you depart, please let me know.
Well, more has been revealed about what I am, but it is curious as if you might be able to ascertain what the future says for us at this rate.
A divination of a general part of the future it is. Then she shuffles the deck and will roar from the deck.
He's speaking slower.
Just
Yeah.
I have some time.
Yes. The first card I draw is the artifact. It appears that there is, in fact, interestingly, despite the fact that only one of these exists in the deck, I have somehow drawn it 3 times. Seems... no, wait. 4 times. Most curious. It seems there are at least 4 items of power in your future that will grant you assistance in your journeys. I see the broken one once more, but I see them beneath the waves. Perhaps with the aid of the broken one you will be able to defeat the monster. Or perhaps he just really likes being under the water. It's hard to tell. The ghost, the looming past, the return of an old enemy, or the discovery of a secret buried long ago. An interesting one in itself. I see. No. The ghost inverted. The looming past still, but the return of an old friend, perhaps. Or an old ally?
Reed's getting excited.
Yes. They continue to draw cards. The Three of Swords, the soldier. War and sacrifice. Great hardships will be ahead of you in the future that you are required to overcome. Hmm. They continue to draw cards. It seems that one of these cards points to you, Greed, the rogue. One for whom money is important, those who believe money is the key to their success. And they actually show the card, and rather than what it would normally be, it's actually Greed's face.
Hmm.
And yet looked at another way, they turn the card slightly. It also is perhaps the thief. Yes. And for you, Katia, I see the anarchist. A change brought on by one whose beliefs are being put to the test.
Anarchist? Like anarchy?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It does not necessarily mean that you yourself are an anarchist, but more that a change will come as your beliefs are tested.
I think that's already happened, though.
Perhaps it has. Not all viewings are necessarily of the future. Some may be of the past. They continue to draw. Yeah. The Three of Glyphs, the healer. It seems that there will be a great disease that perhaps can be cured in the future.
Disease.
Interesting.
But there, that is for now. Oh wait, one last card. The Berserker, the Six of Swords. The brutal and barbaric side of warfare. Bloodlust, or those with a bestial nature. For some reason, this is drawn to one of the artifact cards. Almost as if perhaps the artifacts are with one of them is with someone of a bestial nature.
Artifacts.
But for now, they continue to draw, but each card is blank. That is all I can see for the time being. In fact, each of the cards they draw is the mists. Something unexpected or mysterious. There is much on your journey to go.
Thank you,
But
Esmer.
Yes, thank you.
yes.
Is there anything the research division can do for you?
Currently, perhaps once we have dealt with the vampire, then we can consider working together for future goals to deal with monsters.
We will make sure to give you an opportunity to do so if you would like.
They nod. And you will notice that their leg has also been upgraded as they stand up.
Before you go, Esmeralda,
Yes.
I know obviously you're Octavian, and he knows obviously more about the outside of Barovia than, well, a lot of us. Whether or not he has access outside, I cannot remember. And he's going to he'll walk over to her and unload his revolver or his pistol. He goes, "Do you know what this is?" And you hand her the round.
She looks at it. Black powder, correct?
Correct. I'm in need of some.
You'd need an alchemist for that.
Yes, that's my problem. I know of the way component-wise to a point, but not fine enough to risk making my own, even if I could get the material.
If he is not otherwise occupied, it may be worth speaking to... Well, let's have more fun. Surprisingly, probably your best port of call outside someone of magical knowledge who specializes in evocation magic. I would say that perhaps your best bet would be Blinsky.
I suppose where I'm from, there are toys that you powder, such as fireworks and
Exactly.
things of
I
that
believe he
nature.
has been working on some toys to, as he says, make the children happy.
I bet he has.
The
Octavian's still sort of holding the book, the Tome of Understanding in one hand, like sort of corner of his eye, sort of reading it as well.
Yes.
Okay, he'll thank her for the information. Reload the round back in.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could sort of think of that I'd want to know.
Yes. Anyone else have any questions?
Not as of right now. Not that I do.
Yeah. And then she walks over to Tarnish, kicks him in the head, and picks up her rapier that he had managed to take from her.
Sorry.
Well
does that.
deserved.
I think he's just going to look at Tarnish like the absolute, like, you know, that scowl of like a parent.
Yeah.
He's looking up at you upside down, like with the face of like, but I'm just a little guy.
Do you really think that's going to work on Octavian?
Yeah.
He's been pranking with cats.
She looks at the rapier for a moment and shakes her head. And to answer to your question, Yeska is just another child who is here. I believe he was the one who told
Told us about the Gravekeeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Has Lucian grown anymore since we?
Yeah, he has grown a little bit. He now has an emerald beret, and he's much more proficient with his flail, which now retracts into the handle.
Yeah, Octavian's going to go
a
over.
mini glaive. Sorry, a mini Morning Star.
Mm-hmm.
David's going to go over to him and hand him his old leather old leather armor. It might need adjusting for you, but it might help.
He nods,
You can take it to
And
Palmer.
you'd-
I'm sure he'll be able to get it to fit.
and you'll also notice that he has a badge on his chest. Now you're up close, which says Order of the Pie.
Oh no.
He's just going to ignore that. Yeah, Dave's just going to ignore that.
No.
But what you will
sense of
also notice is
self-preservation.
that it's not the word pie; it's the pie symbol.
Nice.
Yeah.
3.1.
3.1412 something.
3.1459.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's pie.
Right.
What a wonderful day.
Katia is gonna go up to Casimir. Are
mm,
you returning to the camp?
Yes, I will be returning to the rest of our people. They'll fret, and if I'm not there for much longer, and I need to restock up on some of my supplies and do some reading.
Will you be safe with Rahadin after you, like he is?
Knowing that, I will be able to put some protections in place that should at least keep me somewhat safe.
I'm gonna stay with the Mistaken.
I think you'd be mistaken to do otherwise.
I said the thing.
I was worried you're gonna convince me to come with you.
No, I know you are. Whilst you are heading into danger with them, I think that by staying with them, you will actually be further from harm. If you are by yourself and remained this close to town where others of interest are, you would likely make this area an even bigger target. And I imagine that Strahd will be able to find a way to overcome even the hallow of this place, given enough time.
I understand.
Well, Casimir, Strahd already has a way to overcome the Hallow by means of that bastardly servant of his.
True. That is true, but I meant with more force, though. Rahadin is not his only servant that would not be stopped by the Hallow. But the new defences on the wall should at least be of some assistance.
Also, Misha, you can't be all doom and gloom all the time. I'll just give him an elbow in the rib.
Well,
I agree with Greed.
let's at least go get you all a bit of a drink before we leave town. Except for you, Octavian, you have to be able to read.
You can have a drink and read.
I can drink and read.
How dare you?
Also, you hear like
man.
the utter sort of like admonishment in his voice from hearing you say that. It's like, I can read and drink.
With books such as that, I wouldn't recommend doing other things. I would try to be as focused as I can, so you take in all the information. Otherwise,
okay,
it might prove less effective.
It's okay, Octavian. I can get you a straw.
Thank you, Greed. You just he'll hand him the alchemy jug and go, do you just want to stick it in there?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, sorry, I said that to Acid this morning. Joking.
One way to find out.
But yeah, with that, Casimir will bid the party farewell and begin heading off.
She will give her dad one last hug.
he will give her one last hug and
Be safe.
whistle a familiar tune before heading away.
I will call it Casimir. Do you have a familiar?
I have the capability of summoning one should I need to.
If something happens, you send a message to us immediately.
Of course.
I'm not going to the temple alone.
I won't. I doubt I could pass through the gates.
Don't know about it.
But
I doubt.
How? Hmm.
With that,
Sure.
he is gone. And I have one less NPC to worry about.
Yay!
Yeah.
Until Octavian, look at Esmeralda. Do you want to join us?
I'm afraid I have my own missions to accomplish, but know that I am working towards our common goal.
Of course.
I'm actually gonna go see Palmar.
I was
anyone wants to
literally
join me.
about to say, let's drag him for a drink because I'm sure he needs one.
Octavian is going to go to see Blinsky. However, before he leaves, he's going to pull out his revolver or his pistol, unload it, and he's going to hand it to Greed. I want that back. But I think Palmar might be interested in it.
I
Yes,
will
of
make sure
course.
it gets back to you.
You might want to hand one of those thingies you put into it. If that's what it uses to fire, then that might be worthwhile to know.
He'll hand him around and go, please don't let him fire it. I only have 5 of these. And he hands him one of the silvered bullets because they're all silvered.
Nice.
Yep.
And I will
Okay,
load
so-
it. I'm joking.
You don't know how
I
to
don't
load it.
know. I was joking.
So,
Actually, funny if that is something he would show
Pointy
him.
side first.
There is no pointy side.
Oh, is it a ball? How does it work?
these are round shots, yeah.
Oh, so it's the black powder first and then bullets. Or
I would say it's more like an old sort of cartridge,
Yeah.
like the old sort
Yeah.
of like dragoon revolver sort of era. So they're still like a round shot, but they're condensed into a cartridge and powder charge behind it.
Alright, but let's
Yeah, he will show him how to load it and just go, keep your finger off the trigger. Because you're going to shoot someone otherwise.
All right.
let's split the party. We'll start
Aster will go
with
with Greed, actually. Aster has a question they're going to ask Greed.
Girls trip.
Right.
What's the question?
Girls trip. Girls trip.
So as we're walking towards the Burgermeister's house, kind of just casually, Aster, in sort of like very much like Aster before having to deal with the research division, is walking up to you and you said, and we'll just calmly go, Miss Esmeralda said something about caring about money. I know what money's for, but I wanted to know why you care about it. Why people care about it. I don't really get it. And you seem the most expert on it.
Well, it's quite simple, really. Money, in essence, is power. Especially where I come from. Your wealth can
Why?
mean the status of everything. Because if you have gold, you can have whatever you want in the world.
Aster sort of thinks on it and goes, but if I really wanted to, I could take whatever I wanted.
In an essence.
But
you
why
have
do
to
you
put a lot of effort
shiny
into
gold
that.
for that?
Because then I can make people like you do it for me.
But why would people like me want that?
Because, silly, they want money. Do you see where this is going?
Aster looks at you and is very sort of cluelessly confused.
Though, as we're walking, I'll just be going effectively around in circles. It's like people want money, money want people. Just like going full like conspiracy theorist, tying all the knots together and.
Think about it like this. Think about it like this. Do you remember back in Kresk when the food storage was happening? We had to go ask Lady VTT for assistance, correct?
I know that people use it to purchase things. It's more that I don't really understand why the need is for precious metals.
That's society, dear.
Unfortunately.
Aster sort of just like thinks about it and goes, but I really could take whatever I wanted. People wouldn't see me doing it.
Yes, but it's not kind to steal from those. People usually work very hard for what they've earned, and taking any of it, it ruins another person's life. Or could.
In an essence, if you're a bastard to work for, anyway.
At this point, have we split off from each other, or are we just sort of leaving the church?
This would
You
be sort of
split
leaving the
off.
church initially, I guess, but if Octavian heard or overheard any of it, it would be
Yeah.
fine. But
I'll even just sort of say very just as they think of it in this way, Aster. We've got the Spelljammer the ship in the research division, yes?
mm-hmm.
Operating something like that costs money, it costs manpower. You do not have the knowledge, none of us do, to fly that by ourselves. Well, I know how to, but I'm no expert because people specialize in certain aspects. So there is things that you cannot get without money because you can't force people, you're not going to always be able to force people to do what you want. Money is a way to acquire things that you need, such as Spelljammer, you need a crew, you need people to know how to operate it, so you pay them a wage with money, so gold, silver. The reason gold and silver is used is because it is a rare commodity as opposed to iron.
And why don't people just take the time to learn these things?
Because to specialize in every aspect of a Spelljammer would take multiple lifetimes.
In some essence, it would also be, well, a waste of money.
I'm not young, Aster. I'm about 60 or so years old. And I don't even have I've been on these ships all my life almost. And there's still aspects of it that I don't know because I haven't had the time in my years to learn. Whereas there are people who will specialize in that aspect because being trained as a specialist, as you know, for being is dedication. Outside of here, being a specialist means you can be paid more money because you specialize in an area that no one else does.
I guess
Does that make a bit more sense to you, at least?
I guess I was just curious. I was trying to understand greed a little bit.
Well, I can only use my own expertise or my own knowledge. I'm not a rich man by any means, even with my military records and rank. I'm not rich. I would assume Octavian will look at Greed and go, I would assume that you and your family are one of the more wealthy families within your home.
What gave it away?
He just got gives in a side eye sort of thing. So my way of living, what money for me is totally different from what Greed would be. What I would earn in a month, Greed probably spends in a day on clothes.
A day is pushing it. Maybe an
Okay,
hour.
maybe 2. Oh, okay.
I guess it's the thing that I ponder is the reason you put value on things like that. Because the only things that I value are those that I fight alongside.
And that's all
suppose-
you've ever known.
I suppose it's different because that is, as you said, that's all you've known. All you've known is this place. Outside of here, it's totally different. Greed, and he's not looking at, and he looks at Greed and goes, not you, just in general. Greed exists everywhere. People are greedy, they want more. Even if they have enough, it's never enough to them.
Aster perks up, confused at the usage of the word greed as an adjective.
Think of how his personality is. I mean, that's a whole thing. It's not unique to him.
How dare you?
But at this point, I will say that the party split ways, and Octavian heads off towards Blinsky's and the others.
Yes. Actually, shit, that's a point. I'm going to need the gun for Blinsky's, aren't I?
You will.
Not necessarily. You probably, in your case, you probably just need the bullets.
Yeah, I mean, a push comes to shove, I can sketch a detailed enough diagram of it, of how it works. I would know how to build that, put that thing together with my eyes closed, let's face it.
Okay.
Aster will ask Greed, is Greed more than your name?
He doesn't answer. He just kind of gives this, like, almost strange look. It's like, you're hopeless.
You just hear Octavian cackling at that as he walks down the street. Have fun with that.
Thanks.
Right, the 4 of you, because Tarnish is tagged along,
great.
arrive at
I mean, yay,
the
Tarnish.
Master's mansion.
Aster will just go open the door.
As you walk towards the door, a mechanical eye extends on a stalk and looks you up and down. Just goes, and then speaks in Palmar's voice. You're back. Come straight in, head up the stairs, you know where I am.
Where's my boy? This one? Nope. This one? Nope. Everything's dark for me in here.
Thank you. I was just about to say I don't have vision, I could only see the roof.
Yep, that's because you're not there. I don't know why Katia is failing to go up the stairs when I've dragged them onto the stairs. Ah, there we go. Curse of Stairs.
Snug.
Is he all the way upstairs?
No, he's in this room. I've just not put his token back on, it seems.
Greed would boot the door open and will dive straight on Palmar.
And Palmar gives you a hug.
It's so good to see you, my friend. It's been so long.
Welcome back.
How's things been? What have you been up to? I've seen all of the modifications that you've done to the town. It's been absolutely incredible. How much is this going to cost me? Why didn't you notify me about these expenses beforehand? We discussed this, Palma.
Oh, don't worry. The expenses have been paid by, well, by the Wachter family and, of course, the owners of this household. And obviously, magic has helped.
But you could have still sent me a message. Would have liked to have heard from you.
I've been a bit distracted with my bigger project, but it's not quite there yet. It's top secret.
Of course. Well, it's good to see you anyway.
Yes, what brings you back to my neck of the woods at this point? I've kind of established a place for me here, it seems.
So it seems. Well, we've got a lot of things to do down this way. We went to go see the Amber Temple, which was interesting. We avoided so many horrors.
Katia's just nodding.
But we're alive, and that's the main thing. We're hoping to head over towards... Where are we heading towards? Several places down here.
Kresk was back towards the werewolves was probably our... Because that's the only timed thing. Everything else does not have a time limit.
We're gonna go deal with werewolves, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a few things to do.
It's good to see you again, Palmar.
It's good to see you too. Greed not been getting into too much trouble, I hope.
I mean, he's actually been very well behaved.
Thank you.
That's good.
He missed me killing his duplicate.
Who is this, and what have you done with the real Greed?
Oh, stop it. Give me some time. I'll improve.
I actually wanted to ask about the music box I gave you.
Yes, what about it?
How is it ready?
Yes, it was ready pretty much as soon as you gave it to me, to be honest. Remind me what that was again?
It was the music box that she... It was the music box that she accidentally from Ravenloft. It was broken, and so she gave it to Palmer to fix it.
Yep, it is fixed.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. That will be 10 gold pieces.
All right. She will give him the gold.
And Palmer will hand it straight to Creed.
Good boy.
Keeping 1 gold for himself.
I'm gonna put 9 gold on my character sheet.
She will put it in her bag for to play later.
Yeah.
A pleasure doing business with you.
Of course. No, I'm not going to give out my services for free.
Is there anything else you want to share with Palmar? Any changes you might have made as of recently?
Me?
Yes, Greed.
Well, yes, but I'm not going to do that right now. He's clearly busy.
Alright.
I am quite busy.
This is only perspective, but I did want to offer, if Greed is willing, and you, with your interest in studies, after all this is dealt with, you may have an opportunity to study a spelljammer. Is that something you would like to do?
That would definitely be of interest, and could be the next phase of my defense plans. No one will come at us if we can make the town fly.
Well, if it's possible, I'm sure we can
I'll
work out the
find a way.
numbers. I know you will.
Yes. Yes. I've been actually working on a way to make myself fly.
Huh.
Just
I can fly.
cool. I've been trying to find a non-magical way, like, well, somewhat magical, but like deployable wings, perhaps, that with thrusters of some kind. Possibly fueled by alchemist's fire. But
Interesting.
enough of that. Enough of my ramblings. Is there anything else anyone requires before I get back to work?
Well, you have to
gonna-
come and join us for a drink later.
Of
And
course.
I can catch you up
And-
with all the nitty-gritty details.
And also, Reed, you no longer need your enhanced arcane focus, do you? Because you've got your Rod of the Pact Keeper. And I don't believe they stat.
They would not.
So he will consider for a moment. Because I imagine you would have mentioned this possibly. If you leave that with me, I'll make you something else as a suitable replacement.
Wait, what was that?
So you previously had an item made by Palmar, the Wand of Arcane Focus.
Yes.
But because you now have the Rod of the Pact Keeper, you obviously don't need the wand anymore because the Rod of the Pact Keeper does the same thing. So if you leave the wand with him, he will make you something else.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
He looks for a moment, looks over your clothing and goes, I think I might have an idea.
And you could... In fact, when we speak later, hold that thought, because we can go over a couple of details that might add a little flair.
Spice.
Spice works.
Ah, yes, flair. Yes.
Spicy flair.
Yes. My favorite kind. So that's Greed dealt with for the time being, though I know he will want more because he always does. Aster, Katia, is there anything you required?
I was asking.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, they wouldn't know you as Aster yet. Actually, I'll say you gave them the update so they know. Just for ease.
I mean, we could always see if he has the animated armor we could use since we had left it with him to upgrade it or like fiddle with it. But
I mean, with the animated armors, he has mostly been using that to make replicas. Yes, so the animated armors we have aren't quite as good as your one. They function similarly, but they only function within a certain radius of the town. So they're really suitable only for defending this town. Your one's around somewhere. He's currently the leader. He has a fancy hat now. Don't know where he got the fancy hat from, mind you, but he has a fancy hat. I blame Lucian.
has Lucian come here often?
He does. He keeps wanting me to make him an everlasting pie oven. But I've told him that would cripple the economy, and I refuse to do it.
Don't want to make the pie stocks crash.
Yes, though I suppose if I could somehow make it so you put gold in and it turned the gold into pies somehow. like through some sort of alchemic transformation. That could work. And then transfers the gold directly into the Waterdeep Central Reserve that we set up previously. Agreed. That'd be.
You
Ah,
want what?
but yes.
I was wondering if it would be alright if I use the mirror upstairs.
Well, it's right
Yeah.
there if you want to use it. It's literally in this room.
Thank you.
Yeah. And if you also Aster have the firearm, did you want to leave that with Palmer? Or move
Agreed.
into
Oh,
Greed?
Greed has it.
oh yes. So Octavian also had this, and you might remember this. He was thinking you might be able to do something with it. Maybe take some schematics. Make some schematics.
I can certainly make some schematics, and I think I have enough residual magic reserves that I might be able to do something a bit more. I'll have to check my schematics, but yes.
Oh, and this as well, and I'll hand over the bullet.
He looks at it and is like, "Since when do you bring me snacks?"
No, don't eat it. Don't eat it. He specifically said, and don't pull the trigger when it's in.
Okay. He actually knows what this is because he is proficient in firearms.
Of course he is.
Yeah. I will have a look at this and see what I can do.
I will say what you need to remember as well is this is scaled to a 9-foot tall person, so this is going to be like,
It's gonna be like
it's
a
going to look
magnum or
ridiculous.
something.
To scale, think more so like Alucard's like pistols, just ridiculously oversized in a normal human.
You've got to remember though that Palmar is also the muscle. He's the barbarian.
Oh no, I know he
yeah,
is. He'll have the
Yeah.
strength for it, but it was just more so the comical aspect of size scaling.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's got to be what, at least like 3.5 foot difference between the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sorry, it was just a quick one. But obviously just with scaling.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll put it on the table. Actually, he'll move open this door and put it on the bed, which you can see has been converted into like a massive desk with all sorts of papers and stuff on it. I did consider using the library, but I don't know, I just like the idea of using a bed for it. But I will leave you to use the mirror, and I will bid you farewell whilst I continue my research. Then they'll close the door.
Aster
And I'll join you later for drinks.
Good boy.
Aster will give Katia privacy with the mirror. It will basically like run across rooftops and go across town to go back to wherever Octavian is.
Okay, I will remove you two from the scene because Tarnish would come with you. Greed, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
Right. Katia.
Greed has a moment with the broom in the hallway.
Oh god.
Katia will go
You
up
do
to the mirror.
You see a broom sweep past, but it does
Onto
seem to
you.
just avoid you entirely, Greed. Like almost like there's an anti-greed filter around it. Yeah, Katia. Sorry.
She will think back to how she saw it being used before. Just,
Mhm.
I'm guessing just touching the mirror and saying that you want
Yep.
to see. She will hesitate, trying to steal her nerve just a little bit. Just, okay, you can do this. You can do this. Just feel. Okay. She reaches forward. She puts a hand on the mirror. Theodosia.
Okay.
My birth mother, Theodosia.
I. Let me just see. Yeah, so roll me a D100.
Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. 4? Out of
You
100?
roll,
What?
you roll below that threshold.
Huh?
Okay. The
What?
mirror begins to shift and change and coalesce. But the figure you see is not Theodosia. It has been a long time, Katia.
Is there like a cover or like a sort of thing over the mirror?
No. That's just patterning around the top.
Yeah, she immediately backs the fuck away.
As the person you see in the mirror
Oh yeah.
is none other than Strahd himself, who
No, this wasn't what's supposed to happen.
you did not think you could communicate with one of my people without me being aware, did you?
Wait. I don't want to speak to you right now.
Is that... Are you sure about that?
Oh,
And I... I mean, you're probably gonna be fine. But wisdom saving through.
I mean, I got a +7, so no matter what, it's...
Yeah, but it's quite a high DC. No, you are fine.
You steal yourself. You
Get strong!
Yep, you are able to completely resist this effect.
Sorry, I just
It's a
screamed
pit-
into that microphone.
It appears your mind has become much stronger. Exactly as I would expect. But you wish to speak to your mother? Or at least see her?
You leave her alone.
I will not do anything to harm her. Will not worry. But answer the question. Do you wish to see her?
Of course I do, but... Yes, I do.
Then I can make that happen.
You
But
think I'm stupid?
no, I think you are perhaps uneducated in some parts of the world, but no, I have never thought you stupid.
What do you want?
What are you willing to give?
Nothing to you. Not anymore.
Is
It's
that
because of you I don't get to see her. I know everything. I know what you've done. I see you for what you are. You are not the man I fell in love with. You have done nothing but lie and manipulate me the moment we've met!
Have I really?
I know about
And
Olga.
what?
I know about the letters. I know that you are the one. You didn't save me. You put me there in the first place. I know everything.
And yet, with all of that, you are still willing to be so disobedient. You are willing to be so against me.
I wouldn't die. You destroyed everything.
Or did I simply set you free?
Don't give yourself credit. What is happening? I'm sorry.
I was updating his token art to a cooler one.
I think it's really nice, yeah. I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, then it seems my original comment that you were not a fool was incorrect. I was offering you something and you have thrown it in my face. Farewell, Katia. You will never speak to your mother whilst I live.
No! No! God damn it!
And as he disappears, the mirror cracks
Oh, no, no, no,
and
no,
then
no.
shatters.
Fuck, fuck, fuck. Can I cast mending?
Nope, it's not working.
Fuck.
The spirit mirror has been broken.
If Greed and Aster wanna check in on Katia, feel free.
Well, Aster's left.
Oh, Aster left, yeah.
Reed is also
Greed,
there.
would you be? Yeah, Greed has left as well. But
You know where everyone
upon
is.
hearing the shatter of glass, Palmar rushes in. What happened?
I'm sorry. It's my fault. It was him.
So he finally broke the mirror.
I'm so sorry.
What for?
I feel like this is all my fault.
I've been looking for a way to break that mirror for a while. You've helped me.
I wanted to see my mother.
not a. He also tries to cast mending just casually, but it seems like almost like the mirror shards are resisting being put back together. So there's still magic on them, but that's disappointing. But at least at this size, they're manageable.
So sorry.
Do not be. As I said, the mirror, I needed a way to break the mirror, and you've made that happen. It was.
Yes, but I'm.
I didn't. Continue. Sorry.
I wanted to see her.
Of course you did. Why would you not?
No, I thought seeing her would give me the strength to do the thing I have to do. Give me something to look forward to. I fear I put her in danger. Because I defied him.
I've just sent you a quick message, Cam, just as with a question. But...
Yeah, no worries.
But if you think the mirror breaking is a good thing, then I suppose I did the right thing.
There was a spirit trapped within the mirror that should now be free. What's more, it had too much of a tie to Strahd. I was always worried about him looking over my shoulder, and whenever I've tried to cover the mirror, it's managed to find a way to uncover itself. It's been most vexing. It was a very useful way to speak to myself.
I should go tell the others what happened.
But before that, look at me.
Yes?
He gently slaps Katia around the face. You need to stop putting yourself down. You're plenty strong enough to do what needs to be done. You've defied that guy. That's more than enough. So stop crying about it and start doing something about it. Otherwise, you might as well give up now.
Right.
I don't want
Sorry.
any whiners spending all of their time annoying Greed. Otherwise, it'll take it out on me and probably deduct it from my wages somehow.
Yeah. You're right. I'm sorry.
Right. And stop apologizing for everything. Now get going.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm just gonna go.
He looks at you and he's just like, do I have to find a way to cast a spell on you to stop you apologizing? Because I will.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Women. Pain in the ass.
Nice.
Alright, she will go back to find the group.
Yes, say?
Sorry, that was a misclick.
Ah.
How do you do
And
that, by the way?
Just press H.
Okay.
Palmar would whistle and you would see a bunch of brooms zoom past you and begin to sweep up the glass.
Hi.
Put them in the lead box. And with that, I'm going to change scenes and I'm going to go over to Octavian. What's this map? Well, Blinsky's toy shop. Activate scene. There we go, Octavian.
I will give the Raven a nod as I walk past.
The Raven does a little jig.
Is it the one wearing the hat?
Yes.
Smiles at it.
Its hat is at a jaunty angle.
Yep, Octavian just gives him a... You know, Octavian will take his hat off and sort of bow to him. Very sort of...
It flips up its head to take its hat off and catch it in its beak and bows back before flipping it back on. Almost in that way that people do, where they like roll it up their arms, but it rolls up its beak.
Well played. And he'll sort of, he'll head into the he'll head into Blinsky's.
Oh, welcome back, my friend. It makes me very happy to see you.
Hello again, Blinsky. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm well. And he'll sort of look at Pickle and go, and hello to you. And he'll sort of nod his head to him.
It grins and begins, puts a finger to its forehead and then just goes and runs across the room.
So I have a couple of things, Blinsky. First things first, he'll go into his bag and pull out the Strahd doll or the Strahd hand puppet and go, "Do you want to take this thing back from me?"
Ah, I'm not happy with your purchase.
I'm happy. Did you know it's a cursed magic item?
I believe we had this discussion previously, my friend. And I was very unhappy that I had accidentally
Yes.
sold it to you, but now you
Yes,
seem
we
to be
did. I
getting
forgot.
along so fine.
Yes, I forgot about that. It's been a very trying time. I'm happy with it. I like it. I just couldn't remember saying to you. It's been a hell of a week. And he'll put it back into his bag.
Oh my god, you don't want to.
The other thing is, I was told that you've been experimenting with some new ideas pertaining to this, and he'll put the bullet on his counter.
You mean my cap gun? Yes.
I'm wondering, what are you using for the charge?
I am using a special composite black powder that I got from an old dwarven recipe. It makes many things go boom, and I've lost my eyebrows twice. These are fake.
I singed the ends of my mustache multiple times with the stuff over the years.
Oh, that is a grave thing. You must not singe the mustache. The beard and mustache are sacred.
Very true. Mustache. Damn it. I've got that stuck in my head now. Anyway, back in character. Yep. I don't suppose you would have any of your black powder that I would be able to acquire. You?
I do not have a lot, as some of the materials are trickier to come across in Barovia. But I can probably give you enough to fill maybe one more of these little doodads.
That would be very beneficial. May I see your cap guns for a moment that you're working on?
Yep, he shows you a little pistol and does like a little click of it, and there's like a big bang as he does.
Okay, well, this is what it'll put Octavian. Sorry, have you got quill and ink and paper or parchment I can?
Of course, of course. Let me just make sure it is not the one that insults you whilst you're writing.
That would be very beneficial.
No, that's the spell incorrecting one. Piccolo, where are the normal quills? And Piccolo claps his hands together, makes some funny gestures, and then hands you a quill that they seemingly got out of nowhere.
Thank you, Piccolo. And he'll hand him a. What have I got? He'll hand him a silver coin.
He takes it and eats it. Not even just bites it, just eats it.
Wow.
Octavian's just going to give Blinsky a look of, is that safe?
Piccolo has been very funny lately, but it makes him happy that I am happy. So he needs to stop trying to punch holes in walls.
Okay, so I'm going to sort of just like stoop over make some space as parchment, and I'm going to sit there and sketch out like schematics for his firearm for Blinsky.
Ah, this is similar to the one that Palma provided as a basis for the cap gun.
Yes, Palmar currently has mine, otherwise I would have shown you the actual thing.
Palma has their own that they're working on. It's a bit bigger than this one you're designing. Use 2 hands.
He's going for a rifle.
I
He'll draw a quick sketch of like a rifle and go something like this.
I believe that may be close, but it has more of a spread as it fires. Almost like dragon breath in a can.
You mean a blunderbuss? Again, he will sketch one of those.
Yes, that is closer, I think.
Yes, I've used one many a times. Very powerful.
I believe he is trying to find a way to overcome the limited amount of times he can use his own breath weapon.
Alchemist's fire loaded into a magic vial that to fire might be useful.
Perhaps, but yes, so my powder, as I say, is quite rare, so that is going to set you back, I'm afraid, my friend, 20 gold pieces.
For 1 bullet's worth. Yep, that'll bring down to 49.
Yep. After all, as I said, gunpowder's rare. So,
yep.
With that, he hands the money to Piccolo, who slaps their hands together, makes it vanish, and in exchange, there's your cartridge.
Thank you, Piccolo. He'll pick it up and examine it, compare it. Not comparing it to his own, but making sure that it's of the right size.
It's the right size, the right functionality, but there is a red circle at the end of the case.
That's fancy. What's this? And he'll point gesture to the circle.
That is little extra bonus that I am throwing in free of charge for my good friend Octavian.
Okay. What may I ask what it does, or is this a find out when you fire it.
Would you like to ruin the surprise? I will ruin the surprise if you wish.
You know what? You know, I'll take the surprise. I enjoy the surprises.
Okay.
Hey,
So on your
thanks.
sheet where you've got
Yep.
your bullets, put like Blinsky bullet as like a separate one.
Yep.
So, like,
Just that it is a consumable.
yeah. And I'll set it as an ammo type for you to be able to use. But yes, we have been working on stock to make all the children happy, but they do not seem to like my gloves of sticking. They stick your hands together. It's great fun.
I don't. Gloves of sticking. I don't suppose there would be a way to, instead of having them stick together, having them stick to a surface.
But why
Sort
would
of
children want to? Why would children want to stick to walls? It
Because
might
then
be a
they.
good way to keep them out of trouble.
That's a very good thing, and it's not just that; it also helps train their upper body strength as well. Climbing up walls and across ceilings.
I will have a think, yes. Though the idea of little Lucian walking across the ceiling is quite terrifying.
Maybe hide that from him until he can control his wilder aspects.
Yes. He has already been accused of stealing pies from every house in town.
He needs a military upbringing. He needs strict. He needs to be dealt with that way.
He has got better.
Yes, he
But-
seems a lot better. He didn't call me fat this time. It was quite nice.
Yes, though he did stick this to your back, and Piccolo will pull a sticky note off your back which says, "Who ate all the pies?"
In a piece.
I
In a
imagine
piece.
how
Do
the
not.
Lucian like a drawing of him with a smiley face.
In a piece. Do not slap the kid. In a piece. And I'm even saying this out loud at this point. Just.
He is a very cheeky chappy.
He is. Have you thought of hiring him to help out?
I have considered it, but I think he is enjoying his time working for the guard. He is errand boy.
Yeah, well, he's just had some armor. That's the point. I've just given him a leather chest plate, but it's going to be a bit too big for him. I don't suppose you would, or someone would be able to modify it for him.
I will work on it for him if he brings it.
Thank you, Lindsay.
So I do not know how he will pay me, as he only gets paid in pie.
How much would it cost to modify it for him, do you think?
For you, my friend, I will charge 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
Yeah.
So,
and
taking that down, 47 gold.
Piccolo chucks one of the coins up in the air and it lands on its side, like not heads or tails, like literally on its side, and the other one goes up and just seems to disappear. And he just stares.
You know, what are the odds that the reason it's disappeared is because Aster is up in the rafters?
Possibly. Maybe Aster has picked it up, wondering. So this is gold. Why are people so obsessed with it?
10 minutes.
I can roll a stealth if you want that to be the case.
Sure, why not? Give me a
Octavian's
stealth check.
He's going to look at Blindsey and go, do you want me to talk to him? He'll gesture at Piccolo, see what's changed.
No, I am enjoying surprises. Piccolo is fun. He has even found a way to make clothes. I'm not sure where he gets material, but he always seems to have new clothes that he puts on the dolls. Yeah, no,
very
saying Aster.
He's a very clever guy.
Yes.
And Octavian will put his hand out to him to sort of shake his hand.
He will shake your hand.
You know what? I also have to roll this now that I think about it. That's more like it.
Yeah. And Tarnish falls from the ceiling, landing next to you. As they lost their footing and didn't think to use their wings and just sort of looks at Octavian. They're holding on to, at this point, I don't know, you see that their hands are stuck together as they put on a pair of the gloves.
Maybe you're planning to pay for those, Tarnish.
Who, me?
Yes, actually, how much are the gloves, Blinsky?
For that particular pair, I will say another 5 gold pieces.
The 5 gold
Done.
pieces will drop from the ceiling.
Okay.
Thank you, Aster.
Yeah,
Aster will just sleep down.
Linsky looks at Pickler and is like, "Is that what you were doing? You threw the money up and it came back as more?" And then Aster appears. Oh, that makes more sense.
Can I say that Katia walks in around this time?
Sure, if you wish to join the
Katia
party.
walks in and it's just the gloom is just following up.
Your face is
You
also
know.
probably still slightly red from where Palmar slapped you. He's barbarian, he's not gentle.
Oh yeah, that would have hurt, but I feel like that would have really hurt. But she walks in, and she goes
Where-
up to Greed.
I mean, I'm instantly good.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not here yet.
I was gonna say instantly doing a
Okay.
perception to see if I noticed the mark, but I'm oblivious.
Yeah, Greed
Goes up to
didn't come to the
Octavian.
shop. Greed went to the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were at the bar.
No, this
we're-
is Blinsky's toy shop.
Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking.
That's alright.
I'm not there. She would
I
go
mean,
to
you
the
could've-
bar.
You could have come
Cheers.
here to see if it cheers you up.
She would go to the bar. She needs a
Okay.
drink.
Yeah. Okay,
It's what
let's-
it's dealt with.
we'll rewind
Yeah,
this.
so Rob- yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I will.
Uh,
No problem.
Aster will lean over, sort of like with Octavian, as Aster has come for a reason. And just sort of go, "This is the first opportunity that I've had you alone. You had something you wanted to discuss in the Ember Temple."
I will go. Me and Piccolo will go into the back room and allow you to discuss. And the two of them will
Thank you,
shuffle out the
Blinsky.
room.
Out of game, it's been like 2 weeks. Please remind me.
It was after you had spoken to Greed in the vault, you had looked really like haggard,
Yes.
and Aster
yes.
had tried to approach what it is, and you said later.
Yes.
And
Thank you. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks. My brain worked very well. Oh, that was 3 weeks ago, actually. Anyway, yeah, he just goes. Something wasn't right with Greed in that temple, in that vault, Aster. I'm worried.
Oh,
And he'll explain in detail what went on within the temple, like how Greed was acting, like the way he was looking, everything like that.
is that what greed is? Asking about the adjective you had used earlier.
This is worse than. This is worse than normal. There's only one creature that But James, I know we spoke of it out of game. Was it that Octavian has met or has known with the whole red?
You definitely have probably dealt with.
Because they
red
had
dragons,
interactions, hasn't they, with the Githyanki?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he'll explain, give a brief history on what the Githyanki are as a race, the fact that they have dragons that are tamed.
Yeah.
To
Or at least.
well, to
Yeah.
a point that they're associated with, or they. I think employs a good way to word it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only creatures that I have ever known to obsess over a horde like that. Is a dragon.
Do you think
It's
something?
not normal.
You think something afflicts him?
I don't know. I genuinely do not know, and I don't know of any magic or anything that would tell me otherwise.
Hmm.
But I'm concerned. I will say he leaves out the whole part with the coffee that he doesn't mention. He does mention the way sort of Greed said about, you know, Octavian sort of working for him, that sort of thing. He goes, I don't know, something doesn't feel right. I've never known anyone, even the wealthy, corrupt political people that I've known and met, even they don't obsess over wealth, over, you know, like that.
I don't really understand why people do, but
As we said earlier, wealth is power. There's certain things that you can't get through force. Not in a viable way, at least. Money can help grease the right palms, shall we say. You have enough money, you can buy anyone or anything. You know, you can buy your way into politics, into power. You know, you could never want for food, drink, status.
if I sort of think back, can I try to pull on any of Dahlia's like memories involving the palm she likely would have had to grease to get to the imprisonment location?
Give me a history check.
I'm just trying to.
Guidance. Just because I can, I'll guidance you as well.
Okay, so the imprisonment location is in where the Aboleth was imprisoned, specifically, or where Aster was imprisoned.
Like pre-Aster, yeah, because that feels like the bigger event.
Yeah, so definitely going through your memories and thoughts, you would find many instances or memories of Dahlia or one of the other people handing over large sums of money or other valuable goods, or dealing with certain situations, and rather than getting rewards, getting money instead to lead them to that location. Some of which was paying people to verify that information, some of which was paying for silence. In some cases, there's even instances where you've seen Dahlia give a nod to one of the people with them, and they have killed the person that they've got the information off of for some reason. But yeah, so definitely a lot of hands being greased in one way or another.
Okay. That seems logical. What do you suggest we do in the meantime, then?
I genuinely don't know. As I said, the only beings like this are dragons, and good luck dealing with one of them.
Should we?
I don't know whether he has been cursed or he's been in contact with a being like that. He was
Aster
sort of
is
looking.
gonna think, and then kind of like put their hand to their chin and go, "It's kind of strange. There's only one time I can think of that Greed acted like that."
Yeah, me that.
in the death house.
Yes, it's. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if that's just the way he is, or if he's been, if it's the way he is through his, his history. We don't know about him really, his upbringing. He has been very quiet on that. Very hidden, close to his chest. We don't know if they think his past that's caused this, or anything. I think for now we just need to keep an eye on him. It doesn't get any worse.
I think I'm more worried about him.
I'm worried. Yeah,
I mean, until that situation in the Amber Temple, there was that his patron, the Dark Power. It could have hurt him.
I don't think it's to do with that. This is more. I don't know. I don't feel it's because of that. Because
More that it's possible Greed gets himself in these situations.
it could be. But I genuinely don't know. I just think we need to keep an eye on him. This. And Octavian will look at Tarnish and go, "You do not breathe a word of this, or I will make sure every back you sent back."
I mean, you did say deal with dragon waves.
Honestly, I imagine that, like, ironically on the side, Tarnish has, like, gotten some toys and, like, made a little hoard, like, on the floor.
Yep. Somehow, while still having their hands stuck together, has managed to do this.
Tarnish, put them
And they
back
sort of
before
look
you
up.
break them.
They look, and then with their tail, just slowly put them back.
Thank you. Because you haven't got money to pay for them.
Or do I?
Just don't break anything.
The only thing I break are hearts.
And wills to live sometimes.
Well,
Besides, I've got this, and out of nowhere pulls up the obsidian head. I've got this to pay for things.
oh yeah,
be
the head of the statue.
I mean, it's obsidian. It's probably worth.
Yeah.
Or this ewer of endless wine, basically.
Providing you've got enough acid, sure.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's sort of what I needed to say, but couldn't really say.
I will hoard this secret like I hoard everything else.
Thank you, Tarnish. He'll hand him a silver.
He takes it and puts it at
He's-
his eye like an eye patch.
He's silver, isn't he?
He is silver. He's very tarnished silver, but
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll give him a silver coin as a. Actually, you know what? He'll give him two. He'll give him two.
In that case, he places them against two of his scales and they become slightly shinier as he seems to absorb the silver into them.
I wonder if you can do that enough times, then he regenerates silver.
perhaps I wouldn't know. Considering that it's a spirit that remanifested.
We'll have to see. Anyway, I'll sort of call through to Blinsky and thank him for.
He comes back. I'm happy you found what you needed and had your conversation that was required.
You know what? I
And
will also hand Blinsky the wand of conducting.
he will take it and in exchange will give you a biscuit.
I will hand the biscuit to Tarnish.
Biscuits
will
are
hand
really
the biscuit to will hand the biscuit to Octavian.
biscuits are tasty, and he'll sort of take a nibble off of it.
It is a custard cream.
Ooh, yeah, it doesn't even nibble; that goes straight in.
The biscuit.
Just gone.
Or for the Americans, cookie.
It's just gone. He's like,
We know
okay, he's
what
like,
biscuit means.
Octavian looks at Blinsky and goes, "How did you get these? These are from my home."
Points at Piccolo.
Piccolo, I would love you forever if you can get me a packet of these.
He begins playing an accordion, and then suddenly it's a packet of custard creams, and he hands it to you.
He picks Piccolo up and hugs him. Not enough to obviously hurt, but he gives him a hug.
Yeah.
Aster will look at Octavian and go, "That didn't change anything. I think you already loved that monkey forever anyway."
And as he puts him down, he gives him 2 gold coins. The most
And
expensive packet of biscuits ever.
And he jumps up and re-waxes your mustache with you in a single flourish.
Thank you very much.
The others are probably waiting for us.
Yeah,
Look.
but
Okay, he'll pull one out of one of the biscuits and go, "I know you don't eat acid, but I'm assuming you can taste, right?"
Yes, I always have.
I can never remember. And he'll hand him the biscuit. Go, "Just try that." And he'll give him the custard cream.
Aster will eat the custard cream.
it's pretty tasty.
Aster tilts their head and goes, "You're gonna get home." You know, for some reason, it doesn't seem as satisfying as stabbing something.
Octavian, he'll just shake his head and
Reed is the one you're worried about?
And on that note, that is where we'll end tonight's session, I think.
on
Nice.
disappointment of a custard cream.
Yeah. But for those watching, join us tomorrow for Icewind Dale, Friday for Roll for Story Temporal Tower. Not sure
When are
on
you
Sunday
going to the
yet.
tower?
What? Never at this rate. And Monday for the Jumping Junipers,
When Cam
and we
joins.
should be back next Tuesday. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.